Welcome to The Terrible Take, a daily segment telling Steeler Nation what's on our minds. I'm Melanie Friedlander. In a fairly slow NFL news cycle this past week, a comment made by Steelers defensive lineman Cam Hayward went somewhat viral, picked up and repeated on more sports sites than I can count. The quote came from his most recent episode of his Not Just Football podcast, and the topic at hand was the Steelers being featured on the 2024 in-season version of Hard Knocks. I hated it. I don't want to be on this, Hayward said with a laugh. The locker room is a locker room, and I just don't want that getting messed up. The Steelers are known for keeping their business behind closed doors, and I've always preferred it that way. This is true for both coaches and players, with few exceptions over the years. When there is controversy involving anyone in the organization, media sessions usually don't shed much light, whether it's head coach Mike Tomlin, the captains, or any other team member at the podium. The team has never volunteered to participate in Hard Knocks since its inception, and they have managed to avoid being forced to take part by avoiding certain parameters. In the past, a team could decline to be featured on the show as long as they made the playoffs in the past 2 seasons. Based on changes at the owners' meeting last March, however, that escape route has been eliminated. Under the newly approved rules, a team can only opt out of the preseason version if they have a first-year head coach, they have appeared in Hard Knocks sometime in the past 8 years, or they're participating in the in-season show during the upcoming year or the following season. The in-season version debuted in 2021 and featured a single team. 2024 will be the first time that includes an entire division. It makes sense that the AFC North was chosen. It's a competitive division where all 4 teams finished the regular season last year with a winning record, something that hadn't been done since 1935, according to Pro Football Focus. 3 of the 7 AFC playoff teams came out of the AFC North last year. Add in the great rivalry between the Steelers and the Ravens, and the heavy load of division games during filming as they all make their bid for a playoff berth, and it's clear why the league chose to feature this division. As much as Cam Hayward protested, he also spent a fair amount of time going through which coaches and teammates would shine on Hard Knocks, and couldn't really hide his enthusiasm. Most Steelers fans will certainly be looking forward to this peek behind the scenes as well. For me, I would prefer not to see my team on any version of Hard Knocks. Sure, I love seeing their posts and videos on social media and their interviews, and I always want to be in on their jokes and pranks. But more than that, I want them to win. In a year when everyone from the Rooneys to the coaches and players and on to the fans understand that a playoff win is long overdue and anything less than that is a failure, having all those cameras in the locker room during the most physically demanding and crucial part of their season is certainly not ideal. And the distraction could be damaging. If I had a vote, I would have any other division but mine in the spotlight. But the choice is made. Now it's just one more test of Coach Tomlin's ability to help his players shut out the noise. That's my take. You can follow me on Twitter @GirlSurgeon. Check out The Terrible Take every day at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Follow us on SteelersDepot.com and check out The Terrible Podcast with Dave Bryan and Alex Kozora every Tuesday and Friday.